In the following problem, we are going to follow the limiting reactant. We always start by writing down the chemical reaction. Now, in this reaction, we're given 2 moles. So that's what we're going to start organizing right below the reaction. So we're given 2 moles of each one of the reactants. And let's keep in mind that these 2 moles is the information that we have. This is the content that we have. So we're going to label that so that we can remember this part. Now, the first step here is to choose one of the reactants. It doesn't matter which one you choose. I'm going to choose this first one right here. And then we're going to pretend that we don't have information on the other one. So we're going to call that our X, because we don't really know. We're going to pretend that we don't have that yet. Now, we're going to find out if we use the 2 moles of C3H8, how much of the other one are we going to use? So we're going to put this in a T-chart. Now, automatically, we always put the same units and the compound as the top. So all that I did right here was to grab the units and the compound, and put them here. And now we're looking for the moles of the other reactant. So I'm going to put those moles on top. Moles of oxygen. Now, a common mistake here is that sometimes people put this 5 in here. So be careful and make sure that you don't put that 5 in there. You just put the compound, but no prefixes. Now that 5 that I just highlighted, it will go in here because it's indicating the number of moles. We're going to do the same thing for the other one. We're going to look at the prefix here, and it doesn't have a specific number, but if it doesn't have anything, it's 1. So 1 will go over here. Now we are ready to cancel the units. Moles of C3H8 cancel with moles of C3H8. And then we're ready to multiply. So we're going to just multiply everything at the top, 2 times 5, and then everything at the bottom, in this case, is just 1. So 10 divided by 1 will just give us 10. And we're left with moles of oxygen. Now, this part right here is what we need. If we were to use all the 2 moles of C3H8, we would need 10 moles of oxygen. So now we get to ask ourselves, do I have enough? So that's an important question. So I'll put the question here, do I have enough? And now if your answer is, well, depending on what your answer is, then you're going to figure out which one is your limiting reactant. So always make sure that you're comparing apples with apples. So in this case, we are given oxygen, or we found oxygen. So we're going to compare it with the moles of oxygen too. So oxygen is right here. And we have 2 moles of oxygen, but we need 10 moles. So that means that the answer to that question is no, we don't have enough. So since the answer to this question is no, that means that oxygen is going to be our limiting reactant. And every time that we're doing these problems, the other one is going to be the excess reactant. So by the other one, I mean this other reactant right here. So in our case, C3H8 will be the excess reactant. Excess reactant.